All right. Okay, we are live. Still not got an intro, guys. Listen, guys, we are not doing an intro today. Tonight, rather, for the Thursday night crew, we do not have an intro tonight. As a matter of fact, what we have instead for you is a very special guest. This is Chris, guys. He was actually there at the debate. He was actually there, present amongst the people in the flesh. He was a person that actually rose his flag to call out someone there that was there debating as well. So we wanted to give him his time to also have his thoughts. He reached out to me, really, really pleasant conversation. And so hopefully we're going to be having a really good conversation today. Okay, Chris, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
You know what? Listen, I'm doing good. This isn't even an interview of sorts. It's just gonna be us talking about what's going on. So I think the first question we actually have to know is number one, are you at SBTS? Um
No.
so you're not at SBTS. Okay, that's understandable. And we all suspected that obviously you came and you told me that you weren't at SBTS, and I understood that as well. How did you, if you're not at SBTS, how did you even get involved with this then? Like, if you're not at SBTS, how did you stumble across this?
Yeah. I mean, to preface even crazier, I'm a Catholic, so very different than Baptist in general, of course.
Oh, you're
But I
Catholic.
came about this. Yeah, I'm a Catholic.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, yeah. You know that happens. Yeah, we get. Oh, wow, it's dark. Oh, it's looking grim. Oh, it's grim. Okay, continue. I don't want to.
Oh,
Okay, go ahead.
okay, okay. Well, anyways, yeah, so I'm a Catholic convert, and
Mhm.
I came across this not through the Southern Baptist Seminary. But one of my associates, just one of the someone I know, he knew that I was a recent convert to Catholicism. He sent me a long, really long text about how they were doing this event at U of L with Sheikh Uthman,
Mm.
and it's going to be kind of a Jubilee style conversation piece. And he was asking if I wanted to be in
Okay.
it. And ironically, so in this chat that he created, it was with me and another one of my friends who recently just converted as well. And
To Catholicism, you
I
just recently converted to Catholicism or Christianity, generally speaking.
the friend who the person sent the message to, we both converted to Catholicism.
Wow. Okay. And
Yeah,
how long ago
so
did you convert? How long ago?
this last Easter.
Oh, okay. Glory to God. All
Yes,
right.
for sure. Glory to God.
Mm.
But we got this text, and ironically, I asked my friend within that group chat, I was like, "How are you feeling about this?" And then he never
Mm.
replied. And then the next day, I got added to a chat with the host saying
Oh.
that, "Hey, we found some people willing to do this."
Oh my God. I can't believe this. So one day you're just chilling with your boy. Next day you get added to a group chat, and this is
Yes, and like to be completely fair, I
yeah.
did have the opportunity to say no within that second group chat,
Hmm.
but I got some thought into it, and I was like,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they never asked me if I was part of the seminary or my Christian background, my denomination, anything like that.
Oh, they didn't ask you. You just went on and they just assumed, well, he's Christian, it's cool, so he's willing to do a conversation, so we'll just put him in. That's
I assume so. Yeah.
okay, because obviously you've seen the debate now. Obviously, it's gone viral, in these sort of
Yeah.
circles. Yeah, it's bro, 200K views in like 3 days. It's kind of crazy, right?
That's a lot. That's impressive.
It's
That's
impressive,
impressive.
right? It's impressive, and usually when you sell a story, when you sell a narrative, yeah, you're gonna get that effect. But I mean, obviously we don't. We always want to address people on their merits. We always want to address people on the merits. But the problem is we can't even address people on the merits because he lied, right? Like it's not just an issue of oh, he came there, maybe it was a bit inaccurate here, or maybe he was a bit wrong here. No, he just lied, and
Yeah.
we all were like, look, bro, you can't do that, right? You can't just come in and say, this is what we're gonna do, this is how we're gonna do things, and then you just like go and say things like that. And he gave all of us genuinely this impression that, oh yes, I went to the seminary, I went and had these conversations, I went and debated, This is the result of the debate, and that is it. And even now, you are telling me you're not there. How many people were there, like, when you went there? Like, when you got onto the site, how many people were there?
Yeah, so there's definitely less than 20. I don't remember the exact number. I think it was either you or another creator counted out everyone in the circle. I think there was probably about 14 to 15, but it was kind of strange because I remember there was like maybe two people that originally came, and then before Shake even showed up, they left, and then the two people, the one from the Southern Baptist Seminary, actually, who he just kind of came. Out of coincidence, he wasn't recruited. He was in the extra arm. They came in late, so it was a whole ordeal. But
he came in, but wait, sorry. There was a guy that came in by coincidence. You said.
Yeah, he was on someone else's channel. I guess you would call it. He was actually a student from the Southern Baptist Seminary. I don't know if you're aware or not.
So he was actually a student that was at the seminary. And how did he end up coming in? Because was he emailed? Like, did they tell him, "Hey, come through," or like, how did he actually end up being there? How?
This is the shawarma case that people have been talking about, where they went to the extra arm library at the University of Louisville, not the Southern Baptist Seminary, but the University of Louisville, and they saw that someone had a cross necklace on, and they offered free shawarma if they go to this conversation.
Oh, so he's shawarma boy. So that's shawarma boy. So shawarma. Yeah. So okay, this is. So shawarma boy wasn't even emailed. He went to the library at a different university just to chill and study. The mod saw that he had a cross and said he must be Christian. And then he said, "Hey, you guys are Christian. You want to come and talk to my sheikh for some shawarma?" And
essentially, said, yeah. I wish I could remember the channel that he featured on. I think it was this morning. He featured on a live stream. He was giving his story about how he got recruited.
His story, surviving UTHMAN, live on David Wood's channel. Just so okay, so that's how SB gets into it. But for all intents and purposes, if you were there, just as a person that was there, and this is basically just part of sort of investigating what's going on here, because we have a responsibility as creators, whether we're Christian, Muslim, Jewish, anyone, just to be as honest as we can.
Yes,
you were there. How many people would you say were from SBTS, were from the seminary? How many people would you say were from there?
Just that one guy for sure. He did have a buddy with him. I'm not too sure if he was a student from the Southern Baptist Seminary or not, but confirmed one person.
One person.
Yeah, for definitively, maybe two, but maybe at least just
okay. So out of the 20 projected, there were 2, let's say, that we can confirm actually were there, and the rest is just negligible. That's insane. Okay.
Yeah, it was definitely a big mix of denominations between them.
Yeah, that is for sure. So you get there, everything's going on, everything's popping off. So how did you? So you get to the venue. You don't have to say exactly where. Was it on the campus grounds? Because we know that it wasn't on the campus grounds. Even the moderator admitted it wasn't on the campus grounds. When you got there, how was it structured? How were the prompts given to you?
Yeah. Oh, can you still see me?
Yeah, I can see you, but you're a bit frozen.
Oh. Something just happened with my laptop. Hold on.
It's okay.
There we go. I think we're back. We good?
Yeah, we're fine.
Yeah. Okay, so.
You okay?
The Student Activity Center, so it was just at the Student Activity Center. And the structure. Did you ask how the questions were asked? Is that what it was?
Yeah. So, like, how did they give you any knowledge of the topics that you were going to talk about beforehand?
Okay. Yeah. So that was a question that I asked them explicitly before appearing to this, because I had 2 days or 3 days notice, and of course I'm not an apologist or a biblical scholar, so I asked them if if I can know what he's going to talk about. And they gave me maybe about 10 topics that he would probably choose from, but they didn't give any confirmative answer on what he was going to talk about. But I had a general idea.
Really? So they didn't actually give you the topics that they were going to do definitively. They gave you like a broad lit. How many topics would you say, give or take, that they gave you? Would you be able to tell us how many they gave you?
I can. So there's probably about 10, but I can list them if you want.
Yeah, go ahead, list them, man.
Yeah. While I try to find that, do you have another question?
Yeah. So, I mean, number one, I think it's crazy how when people set things up like this, right? Especially like if it's Jubilee or even Sean, or the way with Brian De Villa, anyone that does these sort of major 10v1s or 3v3s or 1v1s or basically prompt discussions, you have to tell the parties beforehand exactly what it is they are going to be discussing. They need to be informed on the domain of discourse that they're going to be engaging in so that they can have ample time to prepare for the purpose of providing the best, most informative, most educative, most engaging content possible. That's just something that we do. It's not only common courtesy, but it's necessary for the kind of content that we're trying to produce, right?
Yes.
But it sounds like you only knew around 72 hours before this debate even took place. Did you know that it was going to be a debate specifically, or was it more so a discussion? Like, did you know it was going to be a debate of sorts?
So that was actually another question that I asked them. In the original prompt that they sent me, they didn't mention anything really about a debate. They explicitly said it's a publicly recorded and publicly posted surrounded style Christian Muslim Q&A with
Q&A.
Yes.
Huh. Okay, so this wasn't even a debate. If this wasn't even marketed as a debate, this was marketed to you or presented to you as a Q&A.
Yeah, and I thought like clarified like what exactly it was going to be, because when I think like a Q&A with someone, I'm thinking like I'm asking them questions and they're answering.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah. I mean, yeah, but it's crazy how, I mean, this just gets worse. Like, how can someone say, oh, yeah, we're just going to be doing, you have to understand, like, it's insane for me to hear this. Like, we're only 12 minutes in, this so much that we've basically gone through. Like, this is, yeah, insane. All right.
So I have the prompts or the subject areas that said that the debate might include, if you want to hear that.
Yeah, go ahead.
So they said the expected subject areas include the Trinity, the divinity and sonship of Jesus, the crucifixion and atonement, salvation, the reliability and preservation of the Bible, and how Christians ground these doctrines in Scripture.
So, 1 second, we're just going to shut this down quickly because something's glitching on my end. Again. All right. So, yeah, no, that is interesting. All right, we're back. Okay. And if I just do that. All right. Okay, now I can go live on TikTok as well. All right. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to recap. Chat, I'm just going to literally ask chat what's the last thing that they heard. Chat, what's the last thing that you guys heard? What was the last thing you guys are able to hear? What was the last thing you guys heard? I don't know. They're going to tell me all sorts of stuff. What was the last thing? No, I think it's fine. I think it's fine now. All right. So let's get back to it, okay? So the last thing was the prompts. Could you go through the prompts again, please?
Yes.
Thank you, brother.
All right. So they said the expected subject areas include the Trinity, the divinity and sonship of Jesus, the crucifixion and atonement, salvation, the reliability and preservation of the Bible,
cross-checking the door.
and how Christians ground these doctrines in Scripture.
Okay. That's pretty vague. That's pretty vague stuff. And that could go literally anywhere. That could go any which way. And
it definitely could.
Do you feel like you had ample time to prepare?
No, of course. Because I mean, like, I'm an UTHMAN acclaimed biblical scholar. I don't say that I'm one myself, of course. So I don't have like all the verses memorized or all the apologetics memorized, anything like that. But I had maybe 2 to 3 days to try to get everything together.
Wow.
I don't think I did a half bad job at it, but it definitely wasn't anything like, some
Yeah.
like maybe Troy Horn or someone could have
Yeah.
done.
Yeah. That's insane. Okay. So to recap, obviously it wasn't on campus. Obviously there wasn't 20 people even there. Talk less of
Mhm.
whether there were 20 scholars there slash students of the seminary. You weren't a student of the seminary, and most of the people there weren't even students of the seminary either. Would you say most of
Mhm.
those people were university students? Were they even from the university? Most of the people?
No, it was typically an older crowd. Really the other
Really?
people my age, there was I think four people around my age, and
So
then the rest.
so not only were they not students from the seminary, they weren't even students from any university. They weren't even students
Yeah.
at all.
Yes. So,
Oh my
like I'm
gosh.
graduated, of course. I'm not a student of a university. I know two other people there,
Mm,
um, my age. They were not the two people that the one that was from the seminary and the one that could have been.
mm.
They were probably in school. The rest of the people, they were older.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right then. So let's get back into some of these things there. In terms of the setup, everything. Okay. So clearly a disaster class is going on. Have you watched the video yourself? Have you gone through the video yourself?
Parts of it, yes. I got asked that question today too, and I was like, well, I was kind of there, so I didn't feel like watching too in depth.
What was there any? Yeah. Oh, was he there as well? Was your friend there as well when you came
No,
along?
no, he was my homie, just hanging out with me already.
Ah, that's all good. So if I could ask again, if not again, but if I could ask, did you ever get any time with the sheikh after the recording stopped, or did he just leave?
Yeah, I did. We had a conversation for probably about an hour and a half,
Wow.
maybe hour and a half.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Did you? Someone said that there was the claim that there was a person there who wasn't even Christian, not just like they weren't Christian confessionally, but they weren't Christian at all. To what extent is that accurate? Do you know about any of that kind of stuff?
So I'm assuming it's the point in the debate Q&A, whatever it may be called, where he says like I've been studying physics, and to this point I don't really know if there's a God at all, and
Mm.
then that's when he got voted out. So
Oh.
I can't exactly claim that he exactly meant that. Maybe he was just at a loss for words, and then
Mm.
slipped up horribly. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
from the way it sounded like it, he wasn't at least strong in his faith.
In his faith, yeah. I mean, it sounded more like he was agnostic than anything else. I mean, for you to question the existence of God and then claim to be a Christian,
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
it's one like there's one thing of I would really like to strengthen my belief in the existence of God. That's one thing,
yes,
and but to actually say I'm not even sure God's real, is a
yeah.
completely different thing. And to say that would probably be something anti-Christian. So this is madness. I mean, was there any vetting done for any of these people like at all, or was it just as many as could come? Please just come and show up.
At least for me, there's no vetting. I'm not too sure about the other candidates, but
Yeah.
I mean, as what's going on right now, the person found in the X-ROM, I
Mm.
mean, I doubt there was any vetting for him. It was kind of they just found him on campus and then brought him over.
Jeez, man, this is okay. This is crazy. All right, so I think it's high time that we actually go through some of these parts here because I think I was trying to review the debate and we got to the part where there was a biblical Unitarian. When there was a Unitarian, how come no one voted him out? Did you ever get to seek that confirmation afterwards as to why no one voted him out afterwards?
So everyone else did end up raising their flags after they noticed mine, but
Mm-hmm.
even I kind of felt like an idiot when I realized that my flag wasn't up way sooner.
Mm.
Because
Yeah.
it kind of got set up. I don't think this was scripted by any means. I think this is just kind of the Unitarian pastor wanted to,
Mm-hmm.
just give Unitarian
Arguments.
what I don't know what you call it, like preachings or
Yeah,
what.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, platform maybe. But before like the timer started, while it was like off camera in between the two questions,
Mm-hmm.
he kind of just like said out loud to the group. He was like, "Well, what if I go up there first? Because I mean, we agree with things, and it shouldn't take long." Um,
Oh wow.
I I didn't like it inherently, but everyone else seemed on board with it. So as soon as the timer started and the cameras were up, he went up there first one, of course,
Wow.
and they kind of just kept talking, and then I forgot I had a flag kind of, and that we had the ability to vote people out. So eventually I did, but it took a while for everyone else to join in.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was because they also kind of forgot they had the ability to vote people out with the flags or not. But it definitely, yeah.
Wow. So did he get voted out at the
yes,
end?
Yeah.
So he gets voted out in the end. Okay, thank God he gets voted out in the end.
Yes.
I mean, did you actually end up speaking as well? Because I wasn't even able to get to the point of you speaking.
I spoke right after him. Yeah.
All right. So I think it's high time then that we will go through your one. I think it would be the best thing.
Okay.
No. It's fine. And I'm not gonna. Don't worry. It's not gonna be like I'm about to. No. I want you to tell me your thoughts. What was your mindset going in? What were you thinking? What was going on? What was your strategy? If there was strategy, tell me all about it. That's what I want to hear. You know what I mean? That's what I want to see. So let's see what's going on. All right. So can you see my screen?
Yes.
Right. In this chair. This guy here. So did you have prior contact with this person before the streaming? What was the case with him?
He might have been one of the people in the group chats. I don't have any of their numbers saved. So he could have been one. He could have not been one.
So there were multiple people in the group chat that were Muslim that were also helping to like coordinate this. Is that what you're saying?
I think in that group chat that I got added into, there was maybe 2 or 3 other people besides me, of course.
Oh wow! And they weren't Christians. Were they Muslim or were they Christians?
I'm assuming Muslim, but they never explicitly said like I'm a Muslim. Only one person actually talked in the group chat, and they were the ones giving me the prompts and responding to my questions.
Okay, interesting. All right. Okay.
Debate on one topic.
But
okay, so here obviously the moderator says
to vote out any person will be the president for each prompt and ibn barakatuh.
So
go do this. 20 versus 1. Bismillah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm Amin Hamloushi, your host today, and we have 20 Christians and 1 Sheikh UTHMAN ibn Farouk here to debate on one topic.
Here to debate. But you were explicitly told in the beginning that this was not going to be a debate, it was going to be a Q&A.
You know what's actually funny, real quick? Can you go to when the Unitarian pastor got kicked out?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Go. Can you skip to that part real quick? Because I didn't even pick up that he said debate at the beginning. But it's kind of funny how me and Sheikh UTHMAN's conversation started out.
Okay.
It directly relates to that.
All right. So, you want to start with when the Unitarian person's here? Here?
Like right when he gets kicked out, and when I go up on the platform with him.
Okay.
Book showing how wisdom in John X.
Unfortunately, you have been.
And things like that. So he's going to prove incarnation comes from a Jewish background.
Unfortunately, you have been voted out by the majority.
Yep. All right.
Last book, was it?
Thomas Gasson's It's a History, a book.
Cool. Yep. Good talking to you. Sorry you got voted out. Wasn't me. I didn't raise a flag.
Whoever would like to come join, take a seat in 3, 2, 1.
Wait. Oh, maybe I went after this person.
Oh, you go after this guy?
I might be.
Oh, that's you, yeah. That's you.
Yeah. So right at that point.
I can't really say anything to that, I'm not gonna lie.
So who is this guy? Was he a student? Well, he wasn't from the seminary. Who's this guy?
I don't know. I know his name is Christian.
Okay, we should get Christian on. Anyone that was debating in this thing, okay, you guys should come on, share your story, bro. Surviving UTHMAN, okay? We might make a series out of this. Surviving UTHMAN, because this is crazy.
You've been voted out by the majority.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Great talking to you, though. What was your name again?
Christian.
Christian, great.
All right, whoever wants to go next. 3, 2, 1.
Come on. How are you? What's your name? Christian?
Good to meet you.
Man, yeah, Christian and Christian, man.
I know, yeah.
A lot of Christians here. No, I'm just kidding. But you're a Catholic, right?
Yes, I'm a recent Catholic convert, and this is my first debate like
Nice.
this.
Well, it's a kind of-
Recent Catholic convert and it's your first debate.
Yeah, but listen to what Sheikh UTHMAN says right after I say it's my first debate as well.
Okay.
I'm
Conversation.
excited,
Hopefully
for
you
sure.
enjoy it.
Yeah, for sure. So I would argue that the Bible explicitly states that, or Jesus
Man, you got
explicitly
nice
states.
notes. I like it.
Yeah, came
Wait, what?
He says something like, when I say like it's my first debate, he goes conversation.
A conversation. Hold on.
like
Nice.
this.
Well, it's a
So I'm
conversation.
excited, for
Hopefully-
sure.
Oh, yeah. I heard that. It's a conversation. But it wasn't. It wasn't a conversation because he framed it like it's a debate. after you've left, after like everything's been said and done, he framed it as though it's a debate. Oh my goodness. I can't imagine that. Oh my gosh.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, for sure. So I would argue that the Bible explicitly states that, or Jesus
And you got
explicitly
nice
states.
notes. I like it.
Yeah, came prepared.
right.
I would argue that Jesus says that he says that he is God.
All right.
In John 8:58, he says, "Before Abraham was, I am."
Okay.
That is a direct reference to Exodus 3:14, and especially for someone saying this in the time where Jesus lived, in the community that Jesus lived in. You said, "I am," before Abraham was, I am.
Gotcha.
They're going to see that as, this person's claiming he's God, and they sure did because they stoned him, or they attempted
Gotcha.
to.
Okay. So the word here is ego imai, right? I am.
Yes, I am.
Ego ima. Sorry, sometimes you just have to laugh at the pronunciation. It's not ego ima. It's like me, but All right. Okay. So, in terms of your Catholic background, how much like formal theological training do you have? Even just confessional training?
Yeah, so the only training I have like that, I don't have any actual like apologetics training.
Okay.
The most I've been exposed to is the OCIA process, which is what you have to do to become a Catholic convert.
Right. And how long have you been in OCIA? Have you completed OCIA?
Oh yes, yeah, I completed it at Easter, of course. That's
Okay.
why I came into the church. But I think it's it's about an 7-month process.
Right. So you've just been confirmed. So really, as a Catholic, you've been confirmed in April,
Yeah.
and it's August,
Yes.
and he's debating someone that's only been a confirmed Catholic for 3 months, give or take.
Roughly, yeah.
Okay.
Roughly.
Okay. Gotcha. So you're saying Jesus saying ego imai means he's God.
Yes, it's a reference to Exodus 3:14.
Gotcha. In Luke chapter 1, verse 19, Gabriel uses the exact same words. Answering, the angel said to him, ego imai, I am.
What's the whole verse, if you don't mind
Sure.
me asking?
And Zechariah said to the angel, by what shall I know this? For I am old and my wife is advanced in her days. And answering, the angel said to him, I am Gabriel, ego imai, who stands before God, and I am sent to speak to you. So the word ego imai was the exact same word I am used by Gabriel. But not just Gabriel, the angel Gabriel, right? But also in John, when the blind man is asked who is the one that cured you, and then he talks about Jesus, and when they say who is the blind man, he goes ego imai. He used the exact same word. In fact, ego imai is used in Matthew as well, and this is for other than Jesus and other than God. This is when the rabbi said, I am rabbi. So, in fact, I can give you at least 6, 7, 8 examples right off the top of here where ego imai is used by other than Jesus throughout, including by John and including by Paul. In the Bible, he says ego imai. So I don't think just referencing ego imai would consider you to be God, because that's used by many people throughout the Bible.
Sure. So what about the...
So what was your thoughts in hearing this as well? Like, he's listing off a bunch of verses. Like, what were your thoughts already?
I kind of was like dumbfounded based off like the first reference he said when he was talking about the angel coming down, because it's not like Jesus said before Abraham, I am Jesus. Like there's a difference between like Gabriel stating that I am Gabriel compared to I regret not, but I don't. I was just like, how are you gonna make that comparison to that? Like, it's any biblical scholar would have like actually demolished that point.
Yeah, and like any debater, even just someone that's a bit more familiar, not just familiar, but someone that's a bit more seasoned in these sorts of sources.
I think you're muted.
Oh, am I? Let me see. Oh, here you go. I think just someone that's more seasoned in these sources would have found it like a much easier time to basically, engage with the material. But for some reason, like, he just came in and sort of, I mean, clearly he's trying to prey on someone's lack of knowledge or something of this nature. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I did give some pushback, especially, I mean, to the before Abraham part, but
Nice.
I'm still not fully sure what he was trying to entail in his explanation in a little bit more.
Yeah. I
We
mean,
kind of we moved on from that point pretty fast, and
Mm.
I don't know if that's just because, maybe I was maybe a little bit smarter than you thought I was going to be, or if maybe I was actually doing a really bad job. I'm not too sure.
no, it's fine, because the problem that we have is when God, for example, in Exodus 3:14 says, "I am," he does say "Eloi mi." Now, when God says "Eloi mi," he says "Eloi mi on," which means "I am the being." Now that in Greek is equivalent. That in Greek has been used in other cases, not that specific phrase, but just the term "I am" is just a present tense participle of saying "I'm here," like I exist. So other people say that "I am," "Here I am," "I am," "I am" all the time. But the problem that you have here is very rarely do you ever see unqualified statements of "I am" to signify a present tense existence.
Yeah.
So if a present tense existence, when a present tense existence shouldn't be there. So for example, if someone says, "Who is the priest that's supposed to baptize me?" Oh, I am. Well, that makes sense. That's qualified to the question. That's the priest that's supposed to do that, right? But when Jesus says before Abraham was, "I am," he's not saying before Abraham was, "I am the person that's supposed to be doing things." He's saying before Abraham's existence, I already presently exist.
Yes.
Right.
And that's what we hit on right after this as well.
Right. We'll see. Let's see this then.
The first part of that verse where it's before Abraham was.
Excellent. So when we talk about prophethood, I believe that all the prophets were given prophethood even before we were created, before Abraham was, for example, right? So to say before Abraham was, I was, I have no issue with that.
He didn't say "I was," though, did he? Did you catch it? He did
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. Wow. This is insanity. So when you heard him say that "I was," did you catch him on that, or?
Yeah, I caught him on that.
Ah, this is great. Okay. I gotta stop pre-moving. You tell me when to pause, okay? You tell me when to pause, okay? If you think there's a point you wanna speak on, you tell me, all right?
Okay. Well,
Okay.
okay.
Cool.
I believe even there's a hadith where Adam saw all his progeny, right? Where he talks about David and so on. So again, people may have taken offense to that, as the Jews did, because they were like, well, you're not even 30 some odd years old. How can you have been existed back then? But I would disagree with that. But I still don't see that as an explicit statement of "I am God," because the exact same words, ego imai, if that's some kind of secret name from God from the Old Testament, then we got a lot of gods in the Bible.
Sure would. So to kind of follow that up, again, the beginning of that verse, before Abraham was, if you're saying that all the prophets received their prophethood
and they existed,
that'd be at the same time as Abraham. I am.
Before his existence on earth, right? This is the reference here.
I mean, but if they're eternal in both ways, especially in their prophethood, it would be at the same time. And then along with that also, the other I ams that you mentioned, none of those people got stoned.
That's true, but none of them were around people that could stone them, right? Gabriel was not, where he was being judged when he was said it.
I believe you mentioned the blind man as well.
Yes, again, and the blind man who was cured when he said ego imai, people weren't, the rabbis and the Pharisees weren't there. These were the people who were followers of Jesus that were finding out who was the one that was cured.
Yeah.
Now, again, when you said before Abraham was, what was the response? His age, right? That means from the time of Abraham, they said, how could you have been so young and been in the time of Abraham, not pre-existence to that, right? Was that the response or not?
I feel like that's slightly a stretch for it.
Okay.
But also...
Again, so ego imai by itself doesn't mean you're God. Can we agree to that?
I guess it depends on the context that you say it. Because, I mean...
So when Jesus says there's only one God and he sent Jesus...
Yes.
Wouldn't that be a contradiction if you believe he is?
Right,
that is not a contradiction.
Okay, educate.
Okay. Talk to me.
Yeah, so I think you can tell at probably this point he's starting to control the conversation, well, like a good debater, to give him credit like that. But this is where we're about to switch topics, and this is where I really start to fall off a good non-heretical I guess you can say, standpoint.
Mhm.
But from that first like whole half of the conversation that we just watched right there,
Mm.
I mean, I feel like it was a lot of talking in circles for
Oh, yeah.
sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
because it's like, you know, as soon as like I try to bring up one thing that goes against his argument, we go to a different one. We just switch right back as soon as, you know, I start giving some pushback. So it just kept going in circles like that.
Bro, and you know the problem about going in circles with like people like him, right? And I say people like him like he's a bad guy, but I don't actually mean people like him. What I mean is debaters that try to take on his kind of strategy is they do that to buy time. The main reason why people do that is to buy time, because they want to basically appraise you. They want to judge and assess how good you are at this to know how much they can push an argument or not. You see what I mean? So if you looked at when he was debating Elijah, everything he just told Elijah, he conceded. When it was me, for example, he didn't dare to try to work on some sort of mastery over the Greek term. But here with you, he tried to use Greek on you, but he doesn't know a lick of Greek.
I assume not. Yeah,
It's tactics. So I think it's very slimy how when you do have someone that is engaged with the Greek language, speaks to you, and then you don't want to respond to him on the Greek level, but then with someone else who you believe you can actually get one up on, you decide to start speaking Greek. It's insanity.
Yeah. And like I feel like that, like going back to the point you kind of made earlier, where like the people who are in the debate should know what the debate's going to be about.
Yeah.
I feel like if you know we were getting into like different languages and like the first prompts about Muhammad being in the Bible when you translate one of the Psalms, like we're getting into you know, just literary different languages that was not at all listed as one of the things that we're going to be focusing on.
Was
you know?
Muhammad in the Bible a thing that was listed?
No.
I need okay. I need you to actually confirm this, because I don't want you to tell me something that's like not true. Okay?
Okay.
And I need you to be as honest as you can with me, okay? So,
all right.
Are you telling me right now that the prompt Muhammad in the Bible was not communicated to you before the day of this debate?
No. Well, let me double check the text.
Please double check the text, because I don't want to straw man. Did he tell you you're going to debate Muhammad in the Bible before this?
Let me pull the text. So it says the expected subject areas include the Trinity, the divinity and sonship of Jesus, the crucifixion, atonement, salvation, the reliability and preservation of the Bible, and how Christians ground these doctrines in Scripture.
Is Muhammad in the Bible one of them?
No. No.
So would it be fair to say that he introduced a debate topic that you didn't even know was going to be debated on the day?
Yeah, I wasn't aware that would be one of the debate topics.
Was anyone there aware?
I'm assuming not. Oh my
gosh. Okay. Let's go back to the review. I can't believe that. I can't believe that at all. Genuinely, that is horrible. That is genuinely horrible. All right. Let's we were reviewing this debate, right? That's what we were doing. Here you go. I can't believe that.
I'm glad that we're switching because we're running out of time as well.
Yeah.
So I would say that is not a contradiction at all. So God is a complex entity.
Okay.
So we believe in the Trinity, of course, and then
But do you believe that God is one, though?
God is one.
Okay.
Yes.
Is he all-knowing?
Yes.
All-powerful?
Yes.
Did Jesus know the hour?
Actually, in the Catholic theology, you would say yes.
Okay.
Yes, well done. Good Catholic theology. Well
Also,
done.
before-
Yes.
But I definitely explained it wrong, and
Don't worry.
I reviewed it after, so I'm glad that I'm able to have that knowledge now of how to defend this argument.
Okay. That's good.
But
I'm still blown away by the fact that he introduced a debate topic. Like literally a third of this video was done without the debaters even knowing what they were going to debate on the day. I can't believe that. I can't believe that.
Before we go into that,
Go ahead.
I want to talk more about. Well, okay, we can actually go to it.
Yeah, it's up to
You're
you. If you
pulling
want to
it
talk
up.
about something
Let's
else,
do
I'm
it.
good. Okay, so Mark 13:32, right? And this is a verse I'm sure you knew.
Also in Matthew.
Also in
Yes.
Matthew, that is true. So when here it says, of that day and hour, no one knows, not even the angels in heaven,
Yeah.
nor the Son, but only the Father.
Yes.
So if Jesus knew the hour, then this would be a lie.
So, the way that I would respond to that
Okay.
is the relationship between the Father and the Son.
Uh-huh.
So, I would argue that the Son is an obedient Son, all-loving Son. Father is also all-knowing, all-loving. The Son's mission was to come down here and sacrifice himself as the Messiah to forgive us all of our sins. And part of that, he became human. He has two natures, human nature and a divine nature. He never is, 50% human, 50% God.
100%, 100%.
100%,
You can have
100%.
200%.
Yes, because we're talking about two different natures. It's not
Okay.
Okay, so people usually use this as percentage language as well. He's 100% man, 100% God, which is fine language that someone can use. That's okay. I think it's because when you're having dialogues with these kinds of people, they take the percentages in a way that isn't supposed to be understood, and so you want to be able to use language that actually communicates the meaning here. You know what I mean? And which is good why I use like the theological terminology of two natures.
Yeah. Yes.
100 plus 100.
So just so I understand, because we don't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
Did he know the hour, yes or no?
He had the ability to know the hour, but he did. He limited. I would say that he limited himself.
So the ability to know the hour,
Yes.
or did he know the hour?
He had the ability to know the hour, but he limited himself to
So
not
he-
know the hour because
Okay.
of his human nature.
So he didn't know the hour because he limited himself.
He had the ability to, but he limited
But I
himself.
didn't ask you if you had the ability to. Like that's like me saying I have the ability to work out and lift 350 pounds.
Yeah.
But I can't. I have the ability if I.
Or you're just
right?
not doing it right now.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
So at that moment, Jesus limited himself and he didn't know the hour.
We'll say that, sure.
Okay, but God is all knowing at all times.
Yes. I feel like both of these instances can be true.
How can you be all knowing and not know something?
Because I feel like, we're talking about God here. God is a complex entity. He can do.
Do you know what he believes about God, by the way?
Do I know what he believes about God?
Yeah.
From a basic, outside perspective of Islam.
Yeah, he believes that his God has two right hands.
Oh yeah, I've seen this in one of the YouTubers where it's like two right hands, a shin.
He
Yeah.
believes those things are real, by the way, like the actual hands and shins. But if you ask
Really?
him, if you ask him, what does that mean for Allah to have a hand? He won't be able to tell you. He can't. He actually can't tell you.
I always thought, like, of course, this is I'm not an apologetic. I always thought, like, the best argument against that would just be like, it's a metaphor.
It's a metaphor. He's not metaphor people. He's not of the group of the people that affirm this is a metaphor. He believes it's real.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh.
But he hid that from you because he knows that if he tells you that, then you can get him on it. Now, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Jesus Christ, obviously in his humanity, does know the hour, even by the merits of the Catholic Church, because obviously, as you know, Jesus Christ was a perfect human and he has the knowledge of the Blessed Comprehensors, and the Blessed Comprehensors know the hour, right?
Yeah.
And so, even in his humanity, Jesus Christ knew the hour, but he just didn't reveal it to the apostles because it was not for the apostles to know the times and the seasons which God has put in his authority,
Yes.
which is said in the Book of Acts. So.
Yeah, and then also I believe it was God Logic. I was watching videos on him with the same point, and he was talking about how, like, in the Jewish wedding, like in a Jewish wedding in the culture, how the father is the one who chooses like the actual day of it, and then the son, of course. So it kind of follows that same concept, and at the same time, the Greek word used for know, Paul uses it as well.
Yes.
Paul uses it in Corinthians. It's obviously not, Paul doesn't know anything besides that Jesus was crucified.
Yeah, that's true.
That it's not his role to, teach anything else besides that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go with that. Like that explanation there, like the Jewish wedding is cool. Like people have used that in the past, but that explanation there is what the fathers of the church have used as well. This is a really good explanation because the word even or even avene, like that doesn't necessarily just mean a cognitive assessment of something. You know.
Yeah.
It can also mean a deep understanding or really an experience of something. Like I see what you mean.
Yeah.
And so this is something that Saint Basil says. You know, he like explains it in this way as well. But he also catches that there's a little Greek clause which actually says ime pater monos, which literally means if not for the Father only.
Okay. Yeah.
So it doesn't say the Father only is the person that knows, but rather if the Father didn't know, then the Son wouldn't know. But because the Father knows, then the Son knows. You see what I mean? Now, apparently, we've just had a God Logic raid, so that's going to be fun, okay? That's going to be fun. But here's the thing. For all you people that are coming through with the God Logic raid, I appreciate you guys. You guys are legends. All you people here are legends. Here's the thing, guys, okay? You men are legends. We have a person that was at the debate. He was there. He was present. He's got good blonde hair. He was from a previous student of the university. You know what I'm trying to say? He's good. The camera quality is a bit but we're working with it, chat, okay? It's okay. He's sitting there in his accom with his best friend with good glasses on as well. Listen, chat, here's the problem. What if I told you guys, chat, that one of the debate prompts that they debated wasn't even told to them until the day of the debate? What if I told you that? You would say, Jerome, you're lying. Well, you can hear it from the horse's mouth, okay? Am I lying, Chris? Am I lying?
You're not lying.
I'm not lying.
You're not lying.
Chris, you tell the people, because we've just got a raid from God Logic now. Now you have new people. You have to tell the people what's going on.
So where do you want me to start at?
Start. Tell us the topics that they gave you. What were the topics that the moderator gave you?
All right, so this is what I got in the text message.
Mm-hmm.
It says, hold on. Okay, the expected subject areas include the Trinity, the divinity and sonship of Jesus, the crucifixion and atonement, salvation, the reliability and preservation of the Bible, and how Christians ground these doctrines in Scripture.
Okay. Was Muhammad in the Bible one of those topics that was given to you?
It was not. It was not.
I can't believe that. I can't believe that. So Sheikh Uthman, the Sheikh among Shuyukh, gave you around 6 topics. And he gave you a topic on the day that wasn't even one of the topics that he told you to prepare for. He sprung it on you. He sprung it on everyone. He Mexican Inquisitioned you. Okay? That's what he did. They expected us. They expected all of us. Dos mío. Okay.
Ay, caramba.
Dude, okay, so real quick, just to clear this up, this was not Sheikh Uthman texting me, but at the same time, there is a shared responsibility.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't want to mention that.
This is what their team told you. This is what their organization team told you.
Yes,
okay.
As far as I'm aware, this is not Sheikh Uthman talking. It's a number that I don't have saved.
Oh my goodness. But they're communicating to you what are the topics that are going to be on the day. They're communicating to you the topics that are going to be on the day. And he's listening to you. You're listening to this guy for the topics. And then the first topic that comes up is Muhammad in the Bible. We didn't even get preparation time for this. There was no prep time for this.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. This is nuts. I can't. Guys, I don't get paid enough for this. I don't get paid at all for this. Okay. So we're going to get back to this. This is Chris. Chris was there at the debate. As you can see, we are reacting to his portion of the debate as well. We're here to clarify these kinds of truths as well. Make sure you guys are liking, comment, subscribe, and make sure you turn on the notification bell to see the next time that we upload. Uthman Ibn Conquistador is his new name. Thank you very, very much, Phil F716. We appreciate you. Let's get going.
God lie?
No.
Okay, so we don't say God can do anything because God is out of his honor and majesty. There's things he doesn't do, right?
Yes.
Can this possibly be that somebody knows everything and doesn't know something? Can those definitions match?
Speaking in a human perspective, though.
So God can know everything and not know something?
Because we were also talking about two different persons within the Trinity. God does know everything. The Father knows everything. The Son knows everything. But he limited himself because of in his human nature to not know the hour in which he comes back.
So at that time, he didn't know.
Sure.
So by definition, he cannot be God because God is all-knowing at all times.
You're reducing God to essentially be limited in that standpoint.
I'm not. I mean, I'm just saying, we agreed that God is all-knowing at all times. I'm not reducing God at all. I'm praising God.
Yes.
But to
all-knowing
say
at all times.
that God is all-knowing and didn't know the hour, whether he limited himself or forgot himself or whatever, those two cannot be. Just like God cannot lie, God cannot know something because the essence of God is that he's all-knowing. And the fact that we agreed that Jesus didn't know the hour, and the fact that we agreed that God is all-knowing, clearly demonstrates he's not God.
Then we could also get into a different topic where, you can argue that God can't die, but we say that Jesus died on the cross.
That doesn't make sense to me either. So God can't die and Jesus died?
From the Christian standpoint, it is the same kind of argument where God came down as Jesus and limited himself because of his human nature.
Gotcha. But again, if he limited himself and he was no longer all-knowing, then by definition, he can't be God.
All right, that's all the time we're going to have for that.
Great talking to you. Thank you.
So I want to ask a question as well, because there are 752 people here as well now that are talking. Around 800. Yeah, it's crazy. I know. I want to ask you, because we talked about this before. You said that they didn't tell you that this is going to be a debate. Did they, at any point in time, up until the day of the shoot, did they tell you that this was going to be a debate?
Let me get verbatim what they said. Let me pull up that text string.
Please do. Go ahead. It's
I don't
almost
want to make a liar out of any of us. So.
No. Listen, he's lied about you. That's what, allegedly. Okay, allegedly he's lied about you, and what we're trying to do is clarify the truth.
So this, they told me this is a public recorded and publicly posted surrounded style Christian-Muslim Q&A with Sheikh UTHMAN.
A Q&A.
Q&A.
Okay. Y'all heard it here, man. A Q&A. That's how they messaged him. They messaged him and said a Q&A. Would you mind telling the chat how long before the debate they messaged you with this offer?
I believe it was 3 days.
3 days. So as much time as it took for Christ to resurrect is what you're saying.
It for sure was not more than 5 days, but I'm pretty sure it was 3. But at the guarantee
days. That's crazy. Were you compensated at all? Did they compensate your travel, your flight, anything? Well, not a flight because you live in Kentucky, so
yeah.
They compensate.
So, but I didn't get reimbursed. Well, not reimbursed. I didn't get paid for anything besides the food provided, the extra one, of course, as we hit on. But apparently there was some people that got $20 for participating.
Wait, what?
So
wait, what? Wait.
So,
Huh?
At the bottom of this text, it says, "We especially need adult Christians age 18 plus who are willing to participate actively and respond from their beliefs. If you would rather attend without committing to speak, you may sit in the on-camera audience for the full 2 hours and receive $20. Speaking is optional, and the payment is only for your time and attendance, not your beliefs or answers."
Oh, so they were even paying. Wait. So they were even paying people for the debate just to sit there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. So they went. Go on. Say what you want to say. Say your truth, King. Say your truth.
So I'm not positive who all got paid. I remember seeing money being handed out, but I didn't really pay attention to who all got it and how many people got it.
So so you can confirm there that money was indeed handed out to people.
Yeah, at the end of the shoot, they said, did we promise anyone compensation for being here today?
So they're paying people in shawarma wrap and $20.
Yeah. The shawarma is pretty good, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. All right. Was it from a Muslim place? Did they went to a Turkish place or what? Or did they go to a Palestinian place? What did they do?
I'm pretty sure there's some pretty really, really good Mediterranean restaurants.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, for sure. Absolutely. Okay. This is crazy. This is absolutely insane to me. So, number one, Panagiamo, dos mío. I cannot believe this. Okay. We've gotten to, they're even now is so desperate that they're just paying guys just to sit there. Just be in attendance in the back. You don't have to speak. We'll give you $20. We'll give you...
That's for sure what it seemed like. Yeah. And I mean, like, 'cause of course I wasn't on the text messages with the other people or emails with other people. So I don't know if, like, as you probably noticed, there was maybe 8 or 9 of us who actually went up there and spoke. I don't know if the other people were paid to sit and be quiet or not, or if they just didn't feel comfortable. But there was compensation offered to at least, I assume, something.
There's a super chat that said that paying for extras is wild work. He said, yeah, this is so funny to us because, like, we would never do this. Like, as a unit, as a community, we would never pay for extras. Do you know what I mean?
It's definitely strange. Yeah.
Oh man. So this is why people were making the rumor that they were paid actors. So people were saying that these guys were paid actors. Now, I think this comes from the idea that actually there were people that even if they weren't comfortable with speaking, all they needed to do was show up to act like as though they were going to speak and just sit down there to fill the room. And that would be their duty and they would be paid for that service.
I'm assuming so, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I think that's where the rumors started because I
that's-
know at least I wasn't a paid actor.
So that's mad. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna let the community handle that. Uthman, you can answer those queries. That's crazy. I can't believe that. That's genuinely brightened my day. I can't believe this. Genuinely, this is insane to me. Like I'm not having fun because the lies, like, it's the smell. Like you know something like a lie that's so bad you can smell it. Like you can smell the lie. This is where we're at.
I believe Jesus is a prophet of God and a servant of God in accordance to the Bible.
If you would like to discuss with the Sheikh, go ahead and take a seat in 3, 2, 1.
All right. So I was going to say, I mean, there's not really much of a disagreement with this. It's just like, you know.
So you said Jesus was sent by God, right?
Yeah, he's sent by God. Father sent the Son down to spread the good message. And I think in both Christianity and Islam, we both agree that Jesus was a prophet that came to spread the word of God. And yeah, I mean, there's not really much else to say other than that. But yeah, bro, I just wanted to come up here. And
I appreciate it. So you're saying God sent Jesus?
Yeah, basically.
As a prophet of God?
Yeah.
But then that negates him being God because he's sent by God. You didn't say he was sent by the Father, right?
So in theology, right? So this is kind of brings me a question.
How old is this guy? Did you know? Did you ever get to find out?
I couldn't tell you. He definitely looks young. He might have been a student at U of L, but I highly doubt he was a student at the seminary.
Oh my gosh, bless him.
With Islam itself, because the thing that I'm thinking about is what's the reason why God created the world in Islam? Because in Christianity, like some arguments or some things that I've seen is that because the Father loved the Son so much, he created the world in order for the Son to rule over. So
who the hell says that?
See, I'm not too sure either. And you know, like the funny thing about like this, like the mix of different Christian denominations is before I went into this debate, I was talking with one of my friends about the whole thing, and he was saying about how, you know, there's probably going to be a bigger issue of you disagreeing with the actual
others. And this is the problem that we've had, okay? So not that we've had, but it's the same thing that people do with Shubahat with Muslims as well. When they're like, where there's like online mubahala, you know, that goes on, and people are like doing public contests and debates, right? A thing that Uthman and many of these da'i like to do, or many du'at like to do, is put people against each other, sort of divide and conquer strategy, if you will, right?
Yes.
It makes sense, right? Now, the problem is though, it would be fine if you just said, I took random Christians from the Bible Belt.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I just said, this is it. He said, I took people from SBTS, which means everyone at SBTS believes the same general things. and the same
Yeah.
general explanations and answers to these questions. So by marketing it as all these people believe the same thing and then presenting the actual reality that these people all believe different things is dishonest, in my opinion.
I completely agree. It was something I was thinking about today, where it's like I'm not even personally mad that they've essentially lied about me being a Bible scholar, but I feel almost more upset for the Southern Baptist Seminary because like even though I'm a Catholic, like I used to hang out at the Southern Baptist Seminary a whole bunch. It's a beautiful, peaceful place full of really good people, really good information, and it's like in this video, like from the intro, it's like conveying that, oh, look at this top tier Southern Baptist seminary, and then look at their scholars that they produce. And then we all kind of just look dumb and unorganized when, if we were all from the seminary, we should look, strong, united on our beliefs, have the same ones, all that kind of stuff. And I mean, the seminary also, they're known for their Islamic, not debate, but Islamic like refutal program that they have. So I feel like that almost makes them look even worse in this image because this seminary is made for this exclusive thing, but these scholars from the seminary can't do it.
I can't believe that. I can't even believe that.
Yeah, so it sucks for the seminary. I think it's borderline slander.
What do you think what do you think we can do to help the seminary? Surely we should reach out to the seminary. Did anyone reach out to the seminary in the end?
I'm actually not too sure.
Wow. Were there any professors from the seminary? Like professors? No. Were there any professors from the seminary?
No.
We had the moderator on yesterday.
I watched that.
And he couldn't tell us. He couldn't say yes or no to it.
Yeah, no, there was no one like that. The closest person to that was that there was that pastor that was a Unitarianism.
Oh wow, I can't believe
so that'd be the closest, but even that's
would you say that he would be the most qualified there in terms of secular credentials, in terms of his own confessional credentials as well, being a pastor, being some sort of professor somewhere? I don't know, like being a scholar somewhere.
Of course, in my perspective, I'm going to say no. He was not the most qualified to be there. The most qualified person to be there was the person they picked up from the external library, who was a student at the seminary. He was brilliant. He was brilliant.
Oh, okay. Was his clip included here?
He was the person who went up there for the first one, the one about Muhammad being in the Bible, and then he went up there for another prompt as well. I forget which one it was.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
And by the way, like I think God is one. I'm not like, I don't believe in three. I'm not polytheistic, but I just want to know what the reason why in Islam God created the world.
We don't believe that the earth was created for Jesus or Muhammad or any of them. Peace be upon them. We love them as prophets. But God created the earth as a place of test. الَّذِي خَلَقَ الْمَوْتَ وَالْحَيَاةَ لِيَبْلُوَكُمْ أَيُّكُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا. In the Quran, Allah says we created death and life, this whole system, to see which one of you puts forth the best deeds. So this world is a test for us. And each one of us, whether it's the time of Moses or Abraham or Jesus or Muhammad, peace be upon all of them, we have to believe in one God, not worship idols, not be a polytheist, and do our best to do good deeds, repent when we do something bad, and from the grace and mercy of God, we go to heaven. But the interesting thing is, if you say he's a prophet of God, then how could he be God?
I mean, he's the Messiah and he's God.
I get, but you said God sent him.
Yeah, he was sent by.
So God sent God?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'll let somebody else debate this if they want.
Oh my gosh, that is just ridiculous. Like, this is so easy as well, like, to respond to.
Yeah, but honestly, props to the younger guy for kind of conceding on the point instead of
sitting there and floundering.
Getting just pressed. So. Yeah, respect to that, at least, for sure. But this is the point where the person from the seminary actually comes up again.
All right.
So,
Yeah. Next up, 3, 2, 1.
So the champ is back. How you doing?
Yes.
Good to have you.
Here's what I would say is that this touches on the last prompt a lot as well. Yes, Jesus is a prophet.
Okay.
And again, Hebrews is one of my favorite books of the Bible, and it speaks so clearly to this. But Hebrews 1 lays out that Jesus is both the vehicle, the message, and the messenger of God.
The vehicle, the message, and the messenger of who?
Of God.
So then he's not God.
So he is himself God.
But
So he is the message.
You said the vehicle of God, the message of God, and the messenger of God. But none of those three would be God. Like I believe Moses was a messenger of God and the vehicle for the message to come to us. And, he was the messenger of God, but he wasn't God. Like if God himself came to earth, then he wouldn't have a messenger that would be God himself. I'll give you an example, right? For example, if I want to send you a message, right? And I say, hey, brother,
who better to give the message than the person themselves?
Excellent. But if I come to you, I'm not going to say I'm a messenger of Uthman. I am Uthman. I'm going to say I'm Uthman and I'm giving you my message. But if I send somebody and say Amin, and Amin says I'm a messenger of Uthman, then he's not me. So if he's a prophet...
Well, that stipulates that you're not him, though.
Yeah.
Like if I say that I am my own messenger, I bring my own message to people, then I can be my own message. Like, I can do that.
He definitely kind of misconstrued what the argument should have been. Because I mean, this is like quite literally what the Gospel of John opens up with, where the word Jesus is the Word of God, but he is also God.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can't believe this. Like there's so much lies that have been uncovered. Like my head. Like there's so much stuff. Like he lied about the prompt. He lied about the title. He lied about the debate. He even lied about what you guys are going to be talking about. He paid extras to be there just to sit down. Now, were you able to confirm whether every single person got their $20, their little Big Mac and fries? Was everyone able to get their Big Mac and fries? Or
everyone was able to eat shawarma. I don't know how many people got paid.
Okay. Do you know?
But
was at least one person paid there though?
I remember seeing that at least 2 people were paid. I'm like 99% sure of that.
I can't believe that. At least 2 people were paid. Okay, that's fine then. At least 2 people were paid.
Of God and a messenger of God and a servant of God, then he's not God. Unless you believe in multiple gods, which
I believe in the Trinity. One. Second, just because someone is a messenger doesn't negate the fact that they are God. God himself is a messenger in the fact that he gives commands to his people. Would you agree that God gives commands to his people?
He does, but he's not a messenger of God. He is God.
Totally
meaning that if I come to you and tell you, here's my message, I can bring you a message, but I'm not a messenger of Uthman. I am Uthman. Like if I came to your house and said, tuck, 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 and you were like, hi, and I said, I'm a messenger from Uthman, you'd be like, why are you talking about yourself in the third person?
But would that be not true, though? You are. If you as Uthman is a messenger of Uthman, that's not a false
That's
statement.
not true, because I am
true?
Uthman.
I'm not. What? How would that not be true?
See, like he's almost describing the Trinity in a way, like through all of this, where it's, God the Father saying God the Son, messenger, but they're both God. Like he's almost Chicophone's almost describing the Trinity.
I mean, he's one of the best people to preach the gospel, man. Honestly, so
a messenger on behalf of anybody else. I'm speaking on my own behalf. So I would come to you and say, I am Uthman. Here's my message. Yeah. But if I'm a messenger of somebody,
so then if you speak in the third person in any sense, then that must mean that somehow you're wrong.
Exactly,
because the Quran speaks in the third person all the time. So I don't understand.
Then I'm bringing a message to somebody else, like Moses or David, for example.
Well, he's the first person plural. Surely, if it's bad to speak in the third person, then it's even worse to speak in the first person plural when there's only one person. Like, we did this, Allah did that, but you're Allah, no? But apparently it's fine. Allah is the increased one, so he can do what he wants.
Was a prophet of God, right?
Yeah, I would say that they were a prophet. But again, this is touching on that Jesus is just a prophet.
When David was a prophet of God, does that mean he is God?
No, of course not.
Okay, so
but the statement is that Jesus himself is God. And here's the important thing about the deity of Christ.
Okay.
Christ is 2 natures in one person.
Gotcha.
So the fact that Christ can be in a human body and say, I do not know the hour that has come, is because that is his human nature.
Gotcha.
And he is a hypostatic union. So he's a union of a divine and human nature completely as one. They don't confuse the essences. There is not a communication between them. The human nature is fully human. The divine nature is fully...
Well, there is communication, but,
No communication between them?
In the sense that the human nature can't be fully omniscient.
Well, I'm sorry.
No, it can. Yeah, it definitely can. Because the blessed comprehensors have that relatively too.
I don't understand that. So
there's not a communication.
So,
how did you just interpret what he said?
So basically, he's trying to say that like the properties of being a human being and the properties of being God don't ever like conflict, which is true. But then he makes a different sort of claim and says that the properties of the humanity are in no wise affected by Christ's divine nature. So think of it like this, okay? When Jesus Christ became a human being, right? When Jesus Christ became a human being, what kind of humanity did Christ assume? Did he assume an imperfect humanity or a perfect humanity?
Are you saying like the actual population he came into, they were imperfect, but he came in as perfect?
As perfect, right. So Christ as a human being is perfect. So his human nature is a perfect human nature. So it's not a human nature that's corrupted and has like sin or imperfections. It's like perfect, right? So because of that, we talk about Christ's nature as beatified, okay? Which basically means that the divine nature purified, well, not the divine nature, but the divine person, by virtue of his divine nature, purified the human nature that he's going to go on to assume, okay? That he assumes. Which means that all the properties that were weakened by the fall and all the properties that were weakened by our non-communion with God are erased, and they're actually restored, and not just restored, but exalted to their highest degree. And so Christ, even in his humanity, is relatively omniscient. He's relatively omnipotent. He's relatively all-loving. He's able to love all of mankind, even as a human being. So he has all of these things. But he doesn't have them merely because he's a human. He has them as a human in his humanity by virtue of the union with his divine nature. So this is what people call the communication of idioms, right? This divine nature, the divine nature that Christ has, is responsible, meaning the reason as to why, as a divine person, the human nature that he has is perfected and has all these kinds of things. So even as a human being, he knows the hour as well.
Got you. Okay. I appreciate you explaining that. Thank you.
Yeah, that's all good. That's all good. That's a little Catholic or Orthodox 101. All right.
Jesus is got two personalities, you're saying?
Or I misspoke. There is a communication, but not fully.
I was confused
within the
there.
natures.
Okay, so that means the human nature and the divine nature of Jesus
there is a communication between the natures. That's true.
coexisted on earth.
In one person.
In one person.
Yes.
Gotcha. So that means Jesus on earth was human, but also God, according to your belief.
He was one person, the God-man. So he's completely...
To be clear, the natures don't know anything. The natures doesn't know the hour. Usually when we talk about knowledge, we specifically mean a person that's able to utilize a nature. But things like your mind, things like your will, the reason why you as a human have them is because of your nature, because of what you are, not because of who you are. You see what I mean? So Christ is omniscient, right? But he's omniscient because he has a divine nature. And so that's passed on to his humanity as well. Right? And so we can say that because of his humanity, he also knows the hour too. It's derivative from his divinity. So the one person of Jesus, who is the person that does the action of knowledge, knows these things by virtue of the natures that he has. All right.
Okay,
the union.
Yes.
Yeah.
God-man.
Unfortunately, you voted out by the majority.
This is great.
Oh, that was great talking.
You got voted out? Oh, what?
Fun conversation.
Let me say something about this.
Okay.
So actually, like when I went up there for that last prompt, all the flags went up for me, but they said like there's just like barely like maybe like 30 seconds left, so they just let me keep going anyways. But it seemed like this group really did not like hearing that Jesus had two natures, 100% human, 100% divine.
That's weird.
So,
That's so weird.
When I brought that up, all the flags raised up for me. So I'm assuming it was the same thing for him when he would start talking about, the two nature of Christ,
So,
where he,
because I've heard about this voting out thing from Jubilee. So like with Jubilee, you're able to vote out an opponent when you feel like, okay, maybe they're not doing so hot, or someone else should probably have some time to speak, right? That's how it sort of goes, right? Was that the same principle here?
It was the same principle, but also both in this instance and in Jubilee, you can raise up your flag when you disagree with what the person is saying.
Yeah.
Next guy.
Next.
Wants to come up next? Please do it. 3, 2, 1.
I got a question for you.
Go
Do you believe that God can do anything?
Yes.
This
Great
day,
question.
yes.
I believe God can do anything, but he has restrained himself from certain things out of his honor and glory. For example, the Bible says God cannot lie, right? So it's not that he doesn't have the ability, it's that it would be beneath his honor and glory.
Did you catch that though? So in his system, his God can lie. That's something God can do. He can lie.
Wait, can you replay what he said? I think I did miss that then.
This is crazy.
Certain things out of his honor and glory. Anything.
God can do anything.
So
I got
listen
a
to the
question
question that
for
he
you.
gives.
Do you believe that God can do anything?
So do you believe God can do anything?
Great question. I believe God can do anything, but he has restrained himself from certain things out of his honor and glory. For example, the Bible says God cannot lie, right? So it's not that he doesn't have the ability, it's that it would be beneath his honor and glory.
Right.
That did actually go completely over my head.
That's nuts, isn't it? So for him, God can lie. Imagine in Uthman's system, one of the names that Allah is, okay, for Uthman is Al-Haq, okay? Very, very simple. And what Al-Haq basically means is the truth, okay? Now, I'm going to ask you a very simple question as a guy. Can the truth lie?
No, the truth is the truth.
Right, the truth is the truth. But he's saying the truth can lie.
Yeah, that's just not logical.
It's not.
He can't that he won't.
It's
right?
not. Yeah. So, but the problem is, there's even a worse implication. If Allah can lie, how do you know he's not lying to you right now?
I guess that's also like a pretty good question to ask him. Huh.
How do we know? We don't know.
Exactly.
Oh, well,
yeah.
he told us. He told us that he can lie. Now, if God can restrain himself, he said that God can restrain himself from doing things as well because of his honor and glory. Why can't he restrain his own prerogatives, of receiving this huge honor from human beings and become a human? Why can't he also do that if he can do what he wants?
Yeah, and I mean also like even though when I was up there and I started like fumbling a little bit with it, based on his logic with God being able to restrain himself, there's no reason why my argument didn't really make sense that God could restrain himself to not know the hour.
Because it has nothing to do with, and again, when we say not know, we just mean to declare that knowledge to other people. But the problem that we have is the reason why he's saying that is because God in his system didn't tell him that. And so because God in his system didn't tell him that, then it must be impossible. He has to act confused or dumbfounded every single time.
Yeah, yes.
It's a scheme.
The other thing he said was that God doesn't do it because to God it's like beneath him. I just think that's like.
Yeah, so again, it's beneath him, right? It's like saying, can God create a rock he can't lift? Well, obviously, God is all capable, so that paradigm doesn't make sense. God to lift would be like a square circle, meaning God can do anything.
Funny that you said that because I was literally going to bring that up.
I knew you were going there.
Because that's the problem with questions like these.
Right.
Is when, and also like in the Bible.
Was this guy a scholar? Was this guy a scholar? Do you think? Was this guy a scholar? Do you think?
Well, go like another 10 seconds.
As his ways are not our ways and whatnot. So at the same time, how can we limit God to not being able to do these things just because it doesn't logically make sense to us?
I see what you're saying. But I do believe that the core principle of a religion should be understood by a people to believe in it. Does that make sense, right?
What? What does that even mean?
Tenets or like a backbone for organized religion. So people can like easily follow it.
True, that's fine.
I mean, that's how I'm
However,
interpreting it.
under his schema, there are necessary things you need to believe in order to be a Muslim that he doesn't even
I
understand.
believe you're muted again.
Oh, hold on. There are necessary things that you need to believe as a Muslim that he doesn't even understand. For example, as a Muslim, you need to believe that Allah has a shin. What does that mean for Allah to have a shin? I don't know. That's a fundamental thing you need. But he can't tell you what a shin is. He can't. That's insane.
Yes.
Meaning, if I told you a monkey is God, and you would be like, that doesn't make sense. A monkey throws poop, right? And you'd be like, no, it's a mystery. Don't ask. Like, that's wrong, right? Obviously, we could
They do that. They have a principle called bila kayf, where you don't ask how about Allah.
agree that monkey is not God,
Right.
and that would make no sense.
Yeah, anything attributed to God, if you ask them, how does this work in God? They say bila kayf. I don't know.
Is there an example of that?
An example, for example, how does Allah have a veil? I don't know.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know there was mysteries in Islam.
Oh, there's way more mystery than you can even believe. Did you know that he puts his toe in hell?
I didn't.
Yeah, also, you didn't know that Allah had toes. Like, our God doesn't have toes, but their God has toes. So, you know. Yeah.
Sense that somebody who throws poop at you is God. So, again, the greatness of God can never be fully comprehended by us. I'll agree with you on that. But if God is all-powerful and all-knowing, and that is from the qualities of God, that I think we would both agree that he is all-powerful and all-knowing, and Jesus wasn't all-powerful and all-knowing, I clearly see that as him not being God. For example, let me ask you a question. Can God be a servant of anybody?
I would say no.
Okay, good.
But he doesn't know what that means. Usually when someone says a servant, he means someone that you have to pay money to, and that particular person has no power to stop their work.
Yeah, for
Right.
sure. Yeah,
But if
and
you...
there's keep going.
No, go on.
I was gonna say exactly, yeah, but there's also context of being a servant in other ways. Just how Jesus, I mean, he did servant roles, washing feet, things like that, serving other people.
For example, when God administers his help to his creation, he's serving his creation. He's providing a service to them. Now, service does not necessarily mean not godliness. In fact, that's the most godly thing to do. That's stewardship.
Yes.
So in the Bible...
I actually agree with you that he is not God.
Woohoo! All right.
Wait, what? So wait, this guy believes that Christ is not God?
Yes, yeah, and then he later goes on to say, as we'll see in a second, where he feels unsure if there is a God.
What?
Making progress. All right. So here in the Bible, for example, in Acts, it says the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of our fathers, glorified his servant Jesus. So Jesus being a servant of God isn't God. Right.
Right.
All right, cool. And I'm glad we agree. All right. So would you agree that God cannot be lower than angels?
I would say yes, absolutely.
Oh, I agree with you too. And the Bible mentions that Jesus was made a little lower than the angels. So looking at that, I see Jesus as a prophet of God. I see him as sent by God. I see him a Messiah of God, but I don't see him as God. You would agree?
Right.
All right, man. You're
If I'm not
becoming...
mistaken, doesn't it say in the Bible that we are greater than the angels?
Exactly. And again, I mean, according to
that-
Islamic belief as well, the pious people, prophets and religious people, are higher in status than the angels.
Right, so that would put him below us.
100%. We're in agreement. All right. So you believe in one God?
Yeah, but I'm kind of getting to a point in my life. I study a lot of physics and whatnot.
Okay.
I find it harder and harder to believe in God at all.
Oh, really?
At this
Okay.
point in my life.
You've been voted out by the majority.
Oh, come on. We're having a good conversation.
That was the good conversation part where he starts doubting God's existence, guys.
Yeah,
I can't believe that, man.
And I mean, even in that, last 10 seconds or whatever, he says, technically speaking, according to the Bible, we're above Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sheikh Uthman also agrees to that.
It's just deception. Like, the whole point is deceptive. He doesn't even believe half the stuff he's saying. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't believe it. Like, there's a difference between a person saying, "Oh, you know, I actually believe the information that's that's actually coming to me, and I don't believe the information that's coming to me," but he just doesn't believe all of these things. You know, for Uthman, it turns out that rock bottom really does have a basement. You know, like that's the problem that we do have with Uthman. And he just seems to keep miring himself in lies, so on and so on, allegedly, right? So on and so on and so on and so on. And the problem with the Ummah is there is no accountability. There is no one saying, "Hey, Uthman, this has to stop. You can't keep getting away with this." But he keeps getting away with it. And the reason why is because they'll cover for him. They'll cover for him when he does wrong. They'll cover for him when he messes up. They'll cover for him when he lies, allegedly. Why? Because they need him. Or rather, he needs them. And if at any point in time there is any way to preserve a Muslim's strength, they'll do it. Whether that means lying, whether that means being deceitful, whether that means actually just affirming something untrue, knowing that they know it's untrue, even against their better judgment. Whether that means paying extras to simply sit there and look as though they're participating and then giving everyone shawarma at the end, or approaching random people in libraries, picking them up because they just wear a cross on their chest and say, "Yeah, well, they're Christian, so we're going to put them on." Whether or not it's even giving prompts that weren't even given to the person prior and just throwing it at them on the debate day. How can you tell someone we're going to have a debate and you don't even tell them what the topic is? And you make them show up, they show up, you record them, you make them look silly, or try to at the very least make them look silly. You try to get them on a technicality because they don't know even what is being debated right now. You then take those things, take the recording, edit it, chop it up, clip it, then say that entire content, that entire piece of content is actually attributed to a real university, and that real university was also cognizant of the fact that 20 of their best came and debated you. This is all a lie.
Yeah, and I definitely would have not agreed to this debate if I knew it, like if anything where I would be even affiliated with Southern Baptist. Like if I knew that there was any chance of someone believing that I would be representing them, there would be no way I would ever do that.
Did you see his intro, by the way?
Yeah.
Intro
we all look like some scholars from Southern Baptist University, especially me as a Catholic. And then, you know.
Yeah, those like 20 of them came out. We got 20 of them to come out. They're all here. We're going to debate them at their campus. And it wasn't even on the campus, was it? It wasn't even on the campus.
No, it was at University of Louisville.
Oh my gosh. It was in a completely different university. Were there how many people from Louisville were there?
Probably all of them besides Sheikh.
So all of them, apart from Sheikh Uthman, were actually from Louisville. And how many of them had degrees, or rather were getting education in theology specifically?
I don't know if they had degrees, but there were actually two pastors there. One was Episcopalian, the other one was
an Episcopalian. Random. An Episcopalian, yeah? An Episcopalian for a Baptist uni.
Yeah. And then I think the seminary student, I think he was trying to get his Master of Divinity.
Okay. This is shocking. Chat, this is shocking. I don't know how many people are even in chat. Let me see some of the people in chat. Chat, if you have questions, make sure you spam them. But this is the conclusion of the matter. Can I ask you a question? Did you feel that the recording, even on the day, was carried out honestly?
On the day, I would say that, well, I felt like it was honest, straightforwardly in the moment that it was honest. But I don't know, especially I guess after I didn't know kind of the etiquette for debates or conversations, Q&As, whatever you want to call them, where you're saying that we should also be aware of what we're going to be talking about. Like I feel like I can't say that it was honest now, but in the moment it felt like it was.
I can't believe that. So
does that make sense?
No, that makes sense. I mean, what you're communicating is you didn't really know how these things worked. He didn't even ask you if you knew how these things worked. And it sounds like, I can't lie, my friend, he preyed on you, bro. He preyed, bro. You were victim.
I'm a victim.
You were victim. This is surviving Sheikh Uthman. This is what this episode is. Surviving Sheikh Uthman. The man that believes that al-haq, the truth, can lie. That's him. Okay? Let's summarize. And we need to keep hitting this home because we need everyone to understand this at home, for the viewers at home, okay? You're a Catholic. You've never stepped foot inside SBTS. And yet you were there. Oh, you have? You have actually stepped foot inside there?
I used to frequent there a lot, but I've never participated in
haven't studied. You haven't studied there. That's what I mean. You haven't never stepped foot in there as a student. Okay.
Yes.
You've never learned from there?
No.
Did he give you $20? I don't know. Did he give you $20?
He did not give me $20.
Did he give you shawarma?
He gave me shawarma, yes.
Were there people there that were given $20?
I'm fairly confident, yes. It was offered in the agreements if we were there to just be there.
So if you were just there to sit down and listen, to act as though you were going to speak even though you weren't supposed to, if you were essentially an extra to this recording, you were paid.
That's what it seemed like to be conveyed, yes.
Not only that, but he gave you around 6 to 7 topics and then sprung up a random topic on the day that wasn't even presented to you. Muhammad in the Bible.
Yes, I was told by someone within the group, like 6 or 7 topics in it. The first one was definitely not even remotely part of the topics I was told.
Wow. Would you say, and this is another thing as well that we've done. So they weren't there. There wasn't even 20 people there. There were maybe 15 people. There were 2 Unitarians there, one of whom was a pastor, and there was also another atheist person there as well, or rather someone that was agnostic leaning. So definitely not someone Christian in the sense of which is necessary to be. And he claims that this was a debate. Were you told that this was going to be a debate when they emailed you and put you in the group chat? At any point in time, did they tell you this is a debate?
Let me read the message. So, like I said earlier, we had the group chat going on, and they were pretty broad with the original message, and I asked questions about it just because I didn't really understand what they were wanting. But when I asked, I asked a question pertaining to it. I said, "What's the purpose of this event? Is it to promote Islam, or is it to promote a unity between Christians and Muslims? Neither option will impact if I'll participate. I just need to know." They said this is not a neutral interfaith unit ceremony. It is a public theological video led by Sheikh Uthman, who is a Muslim Day. I believe that's how you say it.
Da'i. So do you know what the word Da'i means?
I assume teacher, but...
No, it's someone that gives da'wah. It's basically someone that literally tries to spread the call da'wah, or da'wah, right? Someone trying to spread the message of Islam and invite people into Islam. So this essentially was him trying to evangelize to you.
Yeah, I guess so, yes. And then to go on with the message, it says, so he will challenge Christian claims and present the Islamic perspective. The purpose is a serious Christian and Muslim discussion for a publicly posted video with Christians able to represent and defend their own beliefs. The tone should remain respectful, but the disagreement is expected. So they never explicitly said debate, but from that message, I kind of conveyed it was going to be
sort of like debatey. Does it say anything about them having to be from SBTS in that message?
I was never, ever aware that we would be conveyed as SBTS students. Yeah.
So you didn't even know? You know?
Yeah. No.
Speak your truth, King. Speak your truth. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna reiterate like what I said earlier, where it's like if I knew in any way that I'd be conveyed as a representative or a student of the Southern Baptist Seminary, I wouldn't have participated in this.
Oh my God. He's not a sheikh. He's a charlatan because he's come and told you this is what's gonna happen, and it's not what happened, and he knew that's not what happened. Now, here's the thing. Afterwards, he then records the video and then he says, oh, you know, we were at their seminary, we're going to be debating them at their campus, alhamdulillah, it's going to go well, things like that. Apparently, there was the claim that there was a Muslim there. There was a person there that took their shahada. Basically, they became a Muslim. They converted to Islam.
That is true. Yes.
Okay. Tell me about it.
I'm not gonna say, of course, who it was in the video. I don't want to disrespect them, but or have them targeted or whatever it may be. But I remember I was talking to someone after the event, because it was at the very end where it was me and the person who converted, and then everyone else was Muslim. Actually, besides two more people, but they were having their own conversation. Wasn't related at all. But I was talking to one of my buddies who was just kind of there. He wasn't actually part of the debate. And then all of a sudden, like, everyone just said to, like, be quiet real quick. And then the person who converted to Islam, like, Sheikh Uthman, had him recite some vow, I think it was.
Yeah, that's called the Shahada. It's their declaration of faith, which automatically makes them a Muslim.
Yeah, so he recited that, and then, like, when I was talking to someone after the event, like, I was trying to convey, like, how kind of frustrated I was at that, because I thought they were actually making at least some progress towards being not even like a good apologist, but just being a good Christian. You know, having a good basic foundation of Christianity and faith. And it was kind of heartbreaking to see him drop all of that so easily.
I'd invite that person obviously on the show, not to critique him or anything, but I'd invite him on, or even privately if ever wants to reach out and talk to me as well. Was the guy strong in his faith at all, or was it more so he was sort of a bit wavery, or whatever the case may be?
I believe the person was strong in their faith.
Yeah.
But that's what they came off as. But I mean, they ended up converting on the spot. So I don't know if I would say that they were truly strong in the faith.
Yeah. And do you believe the person's still Muslim now? Have you ever had contact with him since?
No, I haven't had contact with any of the people that I've met for the first time there. But
okay.
I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure if he still is or not.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna make a public invitation. If you were that Muslim that converted, I would be more than happy to talk to you either public or privately. Okay, either publicly or privately. I'd love to have a conversation with you, and maybe you should reconsider Christ again. But yeah, I mean, it is a shame that people do, like, leave the religion or whatever the case may be, especially if the guy's from the Bible Belt as well. But yeah, this is insanity. That guy was that guy from the seminary? The guy that converted? Was he from the seminary? Can we confirm that the guy was from the seminary or no?
No, the person who was from the seminary was very strong in his faith.
Oh, okay. Sure. Go. So at least the seminary didn't convert.
Yes.
That's crazy. Yes. But we should bring him here and we should actually show him the numbers of lies that Uthman has said. Because we can demonstrate all of these truths, especially the truths of the Christian faith, and demonstrate actually that we were correct in this entire debacle and this entire spiel. But yeah, Rock Bottom does have a basement. I mean, need we go on? I mean, this is pretty much everything. I mean, I can't believe the numerous lies that I've been told tonight. You know what I mean? Like, this has been abysmal. This has been genuinely abysmal. I couldn't believe this. I couldn't believe my eyes, my heart, and my ears listening to such bad stuff. You know, it's just
Yeah, I truly couldn't either. I mean, because, like, trust me, it was very much a shock this morning when I got sent the video of yours, because I kind of forgot about, like, checking to see when he posted it or whatever. Mm-hmm. So you're the first video that I saw of the actual video, you know. So when I got sent that, and then when he started it off with like, we're at the Southern Baptist Theological Seminary here in Louisville, I was at a complete kind of shocked, because like it was not conveyed to me at all that I would be, representing them, quote unquote.
It's such subterfuge as well. Like, he sold it like he was going to debate scholars, students, and not just students, professors. People that are professors. And now, obviously, the idea is, they all flaked out. Well, the reason why a lot of these groups do not like to accept these kinds of invitations is because of their dishonest practices. Mm-hmm. It is actually the main reason why. And again, the seminary has a reputation to maintain. And he's just sullied his. And we know the reason why is because there was a very big 20v1 where there was a very big 10v1 where actual Christian apologists, myself included, God Logic, Elijah Johnson, Bellu, Aliyah, all these kinds of big apologists, they came out, they came out and they actually talked about this issue, and we absolutely. It was a bloodbath. We absolutely,
I saw that today.
You know what I mean? I mean, this guy said that you could be Almighty in a different way, and he quoted Bruce Almighty. We were like, that's ridiculous. We all lost our minds. It was crazy. We made him read to demonstrate that we have to honor the Son the same way they honor the Father, and he couldn't cope with it. He conceded that Jesus Christ, that Yahweh is called the Messiah in the Bible. He conceded that actually you can commit shirk unqualified and still be a Muslim. That was insane. And so it was a very, very good run, very, very good bout.
And the last part of that video, I think it was the same video. Was it the fake ending?
Mm-hmm.
Are we talking about the same thing?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Where he like recorded like an extra clip with no one else in the room and was saying like, but you all couldn't do this, this, and this, or whatever. And there was no one in the room.
Yeah.
That's insane.
This is the caliber of people that we're dealing with. And these are the people that on the internet who are speaking to millions of people sometimes are influencing people's decisions to consider an entirely different way of life. And so this is why people like us exist. And it's not the main reason why, but people like us that have been blessed with platforms exist, and we need to use our existence to actually keep on pushing what is true. And not just what is true and accurate. Because this person wasn't able to do that today. I mean, he lied to you, he lied to you, he lied to the other seminarians, he lied to the Unitarian, he lied to the atheist, he even lied to this mysterious convert fellow. You know, like this is insane. And I can't believe it as well. I mean, the moderator that was there, I mean, he was the one that apparently he's the one that like sort of organized everything, because I talked to the moderator actually the day before. He said, I organized everything, I got all the people, I emailed everybody, but he couldn't even keep an exact list of who was going where.
And that part I don't think is true, because he took attendance as we came in. He had a list he was checking us off with.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, so he lied to my face.
He asked when I came in, he asked for a name, he had a clipboard, and then I don't know if he wrote down my name or if he checked it off or what it was, but he was keeping attendance of who all was there.
One second. So he did know all the people that were there, and he ticked all the people that came there off. Is that what you're saying?
There was attendance taken as we came in.
He took attendance.
Yeah.
So that means he had a name for every single person that showed up.
I don't know. Well, you can't say it was every person, of course.
Well, in the because if you took attendance, then it's the attendance of all the people that are all the debaters. I mean, I don't mean like the Muslim and the camera crew and everyone. Just literally the people that at least are coming.
Well, I mean, think about like the people that got picked up at Extrom, the library at U of L, who were planning on showing up at all, or they didn't have any information about the event.
So they wouldn't be on the register. Do you think he would have? Maybe he probably would have written their names on the clipboard. But you're saying that there was a clipboard. Let's stick with the facts. There was a clipboard, and he was ticking names off.
Clipboard, laptop, whatever it was, but I remember he had my name down as someone who was going to show up.
He needs to release that list. He needs to release the list. We need to release the UTHMAN list. No, I'm being serious. No, because he's told us that he doesn't know who was showing up. It was random people. He said that on air, on record, okay? What we need now is for him to release the UTHMAN files. We need him to release the UTHMAN laptop. Okay?
Well, let's get one thing clear. Are you saying that Sheikh UTHMAN knew, or are you saying that the host knew?
The host knew.
Okay, because I was going to say, I don't know if Sheikh UTHMAN
probably didn't know anything. UTHMAN was probably just put here, okay?
Yeah.
But he was still deceptive on his own level, allegedly. But We need to get this guy to publicly declare which people, at least the 9 speakers, who the 9 speakers were, because they publicly showed out. Okay? So if you made a list, and I'm sure all of these 9 speakers would be absolutely comfortable with that list being shown, okay? Because we went to the seminarium, we've come to you, but don't worry, we will ask him to go through the back channels to make sure that everyone's comfortable with that. But he said that there was no list. Given the fact that there is a list, we would like to ask him, out of all the people on those lists, could you give me the name of the professor that's on that list? That's what I want.
And to just to give more evidence to it, I guess, in the text group message, I got a message saying, final roster check for tomorrow. My name is already confirmed.
Oh my gosh. So there was even a roster. So we now know there's an official roster. Now I'm going to call this the UTH roster, okay? So there was an UTH roster. We need the UTH roster to be released. And the specific release needs to be the name of the professor that showed up on the UTH roster. Just someone that was projected to come. Because any professor that works at SBTS is a public figure because they're on the site. They're on the website. So what I'd like you to do is public the name. What I'd like you to do, okay, to that moderator, whoever they are, you need to give us publicly a redacted list. Redact all the other names. Keep them private if they're private figures, okay? But publicly show the name of that professor. Because you have their name now. Now we know. Now we know your character. That's insane. Thank you so much for releasing that. I did not know that that was even the case, brother. Okay, Chris, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's I don't know, this whole thing, like I said before, it's kind of just all been a shock about, just the whole thing. Because like I said, I watched your conversation you had with the host as well, and it's just like the things that he was saying. It, like, I knew that just some of them weren't true.
Not only were they not, brother, not only were they not true, they were fictitiously constructed, allegedly, to present something to you that you would be willing to accept because it was preying on what he perceived was your good nature. So I cannot believe the lies. I can't believe this. So now we need him. And guys, this is what I need you guys to spam in chat. I need you guys to spam the following words. Release the list. That is what we need. That's all we want. Release the list. This is all we care about. Because now we know that there's a list of people that went there. And if there was a professor on that list, we need to know his name so we can confirm that there was at least one professor. Just one professor there. Release the list. Chris, is there any other information you could please give us as an insider? Because all of us on the outside have no reason to really trust this person and his work.
The only other inside information that I guess I have, and I don't know if it's relevant or not, but this event was actually planned before and it was canceled. I don't know why it was canceled, but it was scheduled
canceled
to be July 14th, 2025. So last year.
Wait, what? Whoa, wait, wait. So the July 2026 was actually supposed to be a 2025.
Not the same people for sure, but
For sure.
Sheikh Uthman was supposed to be coming to Louisville for, I'm assuming, the same thing, because same person who recruited me or whatever you call it for this thing, he texted me July 13th saying, asking if me and my friend, that was the person also invited with me this time, if we're trying to come to a debate tomorrow. Sheikh Uthman is trying to debate 10 Christians. And then the debate apparently never happened. So
Now,
I'm not
around...
Yeah, keep going.
No, go on. Finish your thing.
I was going to say, I'm not too sure if it was also going to be like conveyed as, the 10 biblical scholars or why it was canceled. But my best reasoning is to that that there probably just wasn't enough people. So this is their second time around, and they're just going to try to make something work.
Wow. That's okay. So I suspect, and this is a theory, but I suspect that the reason why Abu Yusuf Uthman ibn Farouk Khan Yusufzai is actually doing these things, that's his full name, by the way. Now, the reason why, and that's on Wikipedia, the reason why Abu Yusuf, we should actually call him the Abu Yusuf Files. This is the name, okay? Release the Abu Files. Release the Abu Files. The Uth Files, the Abu Files, the Uth list, the Abu list. Release the Abu list. Release the Abu list. This is what we need. Release the Abu list. Now, you're saying to us that there was supposed to be a similar, not same with the same members, but a similar 10v1 in Louisville in the Bible Belt, but in July of 2025.
Yeah, he was supposed to come to Louisville at that time. That
okay. Day. There was a debate that was had in 2025 where Uthman debated God logic on his TikTok live stream in May. And in May, they had a debate on God being a father. And one of the texts that was come upon was the word Abba, which in the Greek text of the New Testament is a Hellenization of the Aramaic term Abba, which just means father. And again, Abu Yusuf got this wrong. Abu Yusuf Uthman ibn Farouk got this wrong. And everyone clowned him for it. And so it seems like he was trying to save face again. We need the Abu list. This is all we need. We need the Abu list. I can't believe that this is what's going on. I can't believe this. Okay. So I want to ask another question, actually, regarding the Christians that were there. You said you had a conversation with Uthman after the fact. What did you guys talk about?
Yeah, we talked for a long time. So I was there probably an hour to hour and a half after the event. I was talking to one of his members. I don't know if it was one of Sheikh Uthman's guys or if it was one of the organization persons. Yeah. We were talking and debating about whatever, and then Sheikh Uthman joined into the conversation, and I kind of blew off the other guy because I was like, I want to talk to the big dog over here. But we talked about the Islamic dilemma. I asked him, like, I'm sure you're familiar with the Islamic dilemma. Like, what is your approach to go about that? So we kind of just went through that. He wasn't necessarily convincing by it, and then he kind of switched the topics to show me about like the biological messages, text about that Muhammad wrote, which people could have like never known, such as like how a baby is grown in the womb, or those kind of verses from the Quran. Yeah.
So you were talking about the Islamic dilemma. Did he have a real response to the Islamic dilemma?
So I think I remember it was a different reasoning than what I've always heard in the past. I can't necessarily remember what it was though. I feel like he was saying about how like when it says that the people of the book should refer to the Injil and the Jews should refer to the Torah. He was saying about how those were already corrupted at the time, and it's basically like let these misled people like follow these misled books. I believe it was like that, but I'm not gonna say verbatim that he said that. I feel like that's what he said.
So that's interesting. Okay, you said that there were people there that obviously didn't speak. Were there women there?
Yes.
Did any of the women speak?
Yes.
One of them.
The final person up there, and it breaks my heart to say, but that was like the most frustrated I was the entire event because so they didn't talk about the prompt whatsoever, and I was the only one with my flag raised up.
Really?
She was just basically asking Sheikh Uthman questions about Islam. But yeah, that was the only woman to speak.
Okay. What about the other women? Did they speak?
No, they don't know.
So they were extras. They were just They were just there to sit down and listen.
I'm not too sure. I know one of them wasn't planning on going. I don't know if the other one was paid there to sit down and just like watch, or if she didn't feel comfortable with speaking.
Wow, I can't believe that. Okay.
Yeah.
So there are women there. One of them didn't even know if she was going, but somehow ended up there anyway. The other one sort of just went, and she was sort of like a bit quiet. Okay. Wow. Okay. Okay. Wow. Wow. I mean, what can I say? It looks like a pay-to-play scheme, to be honest with you. Like, it just doesn't seem that honest of a scheme. Could I ask a question? Would you ever recommend any Christian in the Bible Belt working with these people ever again?
Any what?
Would you recommend any Christian in the Bible Belt working for these people ever again?
You know, like I would say in a certain context, if you truly are a biblical scholar or a true Christian apologist, then I would say don't be afraid to, you know, do a debate. But besides that, just you don't want to get misconveyed as something you're not, and you don't want to, you know, harm the image of, you know, a university like Southern Baptist. I didn't know that they would be doing that.
Yeah. I can't believe that. So someone sent a super chat, and the super chat says, do Muslims tell their converts that the penalty for apostasy in Islam is to unalive them before asking them to take their shahada? Otherwise, it's deception. So, I mean, this is a lot of stuff that people have actually been raising. People have been raising and flagging and voicing their concerns, and rightly so. They've been flagging their concerns. I am utterly shocked. My flabber has well and truly been gasted. I cannot believe that this is what's going on. I cannot believe that this is the sort of lies that we are perpetuating in the community. This is crazy. Has the university been notified that their name has been used by this, like this?
I'm not sure, but I truly hope someone has notified them for sure.
I would like to make an open invitation to any representative of the university. If you'd like to come and speak to me, you can find my socials down below as well. And yeah, reach out to me, please. And we should clarify the air on this issue to see the stance of the university on this, because there is a huge prominent figure that has millions of subscribers, millions of followers, that has basically tried to allegedly use your good name and your good reputation to basically assert his own ends. And I believe that we need to keep people accountable. This is not to besmirch anyone's reputation, but rather to preserve the honor of an entire institution.
For sure, yes. And also, like I was said, like before, where, you know, just be careful where you're not gonna, you know, accidentally fall into misconveying an organization. By no means does that think that I don't believe you shouldn't have conversations with, you know, interfaith. Interfaith dialogue is always needed. I feel like it is always helpful for everyone involved. Just don't fall victim.
Yeah. Now, can you imagine that this person has also said that he would privately release a message talking to UTHMAN to actually change and update the content, meaning the packaging of the video, in accordance to something a bit more accurate, after we as a community basically had to request that of him. Now, we're still waiting on him to be able to actually do that, but he hasn't sent me anything privately yet, guys. I can confirm he has not sent me anything privately yet, guys. So do not assume that he's actually fulfilled his end of the bargain. We are still waiting for him to actually fulfill those kinds of things for us as well. So yeah, we should not tolerate lies. We should not tolerate slander. And we should certainly not tolerate misinformation or disinformation either. So I do appreciate you coming up on the stream, Chris. Thank you so much for coming up. It's been a real pleasure ranting with you. But yeah, have a wonderful day and enjoy yourself, okay?
For sure, man. You too. I appreciate you having me on.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Take care to your friend as well. All right. See you both. Have a good day. Guys, that was it. That was the content. I want to express to the university, I want to express to the community of Christians and Muslims at large my sincerest apologies. I am sorry that we are so unfortunately positioned to have to work with people that appear to be as snarky as this. There is an old saying, honesty is the best policy. And they couldn't even do that right. The moderator told us that he didn't have a list. But we've just had it confirmed today that the guy had a clipboard and he was taking attendance. How can you take attendance if it wasn't recorded down? And so now, because of God's favor and because of our investigative integrity, we've now uncovered that there seems to be a projected list of people, at least that were projected to show up. He said, UTHMAN claimed that there was professors there. The moderator himself claims he didn't even know whether someone was a scholar or not. We want to see a list. Release the list of all the people that possibly could have been professors there, that publicly hold office there. They're public figures, they make public papers, they make public speeches, they make public lectures, they are public research theologians. Release the list. Release the Abu list. Release the Uth list. Release the Uth list. That's the only thing that we need. Chat. I need your help. I need your help to make this something that we can do with good deference and with loyalty to the truth. We can ask politely for them to release the Uth list. Because if we can find the name of that professor, then at least we can say that he did debate a professor at SBTS. Now, we do not want anyone in any sense to go and send harassment to any of these people, because they are not the problem here. They are victims. They are the victims of this unfortunate scheme. They have been lied to, deceived, hoodwinked, run amok, tricked. And there was no recourse at all, whatsoever, in any sense whatever. In any sense whatsoever. For truth.
Appreciate you.
He did this because he lost. He did this because he was caught out. And we are asking, as a community, as a group of people that engage in this, as an entire field of discussion, of research, of contribution to Christian and Muslim dialogue, to Christian dialogue, to theological dialogue whatsoever, we are asking as a community for him to release the files. That's all we're asking for. And not only that, but in contract, some people were paid $20 just to sit there and act as though they were debating, even though they never would. UTHMAN, you have no shame. You plug up the holes in your narrative with money. And it has to stop. It has to stop today. It has to stop now. You plug up the holes of your narrative with money. You take over the chinks in your armor with deceit. You fill in the potholes of falsity with sweet sounding words. UTHMAN, I may be wearing fake glasses that I don't actually need. I may be a man with acne and not good skincare. And you may think that I'm blind, but I see through you. Because beneath everything, I know who you are. You don't care about money. You throw money at everything to solve your problems. You lied about the university. Everything I'm about to say is going to be alleged. You lied about the university. You lied about the people that are debating. You lied about them being scholars. You lied about them being students. You lied about them being professors. You lied about the venue. You lied about the timing. You even lied about the fact that there were people that were supposed to be willingly there to debate when they were not even supposed to debate and they were sitting there just to get $20. You lied about not giving them payment. You lied about them not being unknowing about this issue either. And to top it off, you even lied about the topics that were going to be presented. You told them that this set of topics would be presented. And then you sprung up a random topic that they didn't even know was going to be discussed and forced it on them as the very first topic that they were going to talk about? Are you serious? Have you no shame? Have you no integrity? Sheikh UTHMAN, fear Allah. Where is your akhlaq? Where is your pride? Where's your ghira for Allah? Are you not the person that teaches people? Are you not an authority in your community? Such that people listen to your words and take them. You don't care. You've never cared. Because for you, it was never about telling people the truth. For you, it was about sugarcoating them with lies. For you, you would risk everything. Your reputation, your money, even the very power that you hold by virtue of those things that you've worked on over the past 20 years after leaving your gang. You'd risk all of that to be lauded by people who don't know better. To be respected. To be loved. Because above everything, UTHMAN, that's what you want. You want to be loved. And here's the thing, UTHMAN, okay? The Muslims that might support you, they might all love you as a Muslim. They might love you. But nobody likes you. And for you, that's the worst part. They might love you for the sake of Allah, but they don't like you. They know that you lie constantly, all the time, every time. You lie about what you read. You lie about what you cite. You lie about what you pay. You lie about what you say for free. You lie about everything. Absolutely everything. You are not a sheikh. You are a charlatan. All right. Rant over. Chat. I appreciate it. But we'll keep going. We'll keep pushing. This was a late night stream because the brother just came on. So we appreciate you guys. I'm going to get going. And I think I'll be live with Logic on Friday. Okay? So to recap. Wasn't even 20. You lied about it being 20 people. You lied about them being the scholars. You lied about them being debaters. You lied about them being, not debaters, you lied about them being professors. You lied about them being from SBTS. You lied about it being on the campus. You lied about the debate even taking place with affiliations with the university. You lied about the fact that these people are actually knowledgeable. You lied about the fact that you were supposed to be debating them because you told them there was going to be a Q&A. You lied about the fact that it was supposed to be for free and only shawarma was given, and that was the lie from the moderator, when in actuality, you gave them $20. You gave people $20 to just sit there. You lied, period. We know who you are. And you may go and keep this video and say, well, I was edifying people. That's you. Now we know your character. And like I say, UTHMAN, I like you. You lie a lot. Yeah. All right. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I appreciate you guys, man. We know who you are. Let the people know who UTHMAN is. Let them know.